tonight on the Bayou Breakdown. We break down LSU football's upcoming match against Vanderbilt, LSU volleyball's performance against two tough SEC rivals, and we'll take a look at a student club that might be right for you. All that and more, the Bayou Breakdown starts now. Welcome to the Bayou Breakdown. I'm Olivia Drawdy.
And I'm Kennedy Banks.
The LSU community is shaken by the second shooting in the last month during LSU football games. The shooting sent two people to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries around 8:30 p.m. on Highland Road. Governor Jeff Landry has ordered Louisiana State Police to work with the LSU PD, BRPD, and the East Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff's Office to develop an enhanced security plan for the Tigers' upcoming game against Texas A&M on October 25th.
Earlier today, Scott Ballard, chair of the LSU Board of Supervisors, and Matt Lee, LSU interim president, sent out a statement. They are asking members of the LSU community to look out for one another and speak up if something doesn't look right.
Shifting gears, LSU football picked up a big SEC win on homecoming over a tough South Carolina squad. After the loss to Ole Miss and then with the bye week, winning was an absolute must for them. Despite some ugly play on the offensive side, the team showed their best display of complimentary football so far this season. The run game seemed to pick up, totaling 168 yards, averaging 6 per carry.
Yeah, and Nuss had 32 of those. I'm proud of him. And speaking of our quarterback, though he didn't have the best performance throwing 2 interceptions, we saw a better version of him. It was an up and down game, and though that could have been caused by the second half ankle injury that he suffered.
Yeah, and we'll take a look at the AP rankings for this week, where LSU has moved up to number 10, Vanderbilt rose to number 17, and Texas is back as they defeated Oklahoma in the Red River rivalry.
But you know who's out, Olivia?
Who?
James Franklin, Trent Dilfer, and Trent Bray. Franklin lost his 3rd straight game in a row with Penn State. Dilfer suffered his 5th loss of the season, with UAB allowing 53 points to FAU, and Trent Bray's Oregon State started the year with an 0-7 record. And with all-around change in college football, one thing has remained the same this year, and that's the LSU offense not producing to the standard they have for themselves. Reporter Brazier Clark went outside Tiger Stadium today to see how students are feeling about the Tiger offense after the win over USC.
Welcome to Controversy in the Huddle. I'm Brazier Clark, and I'm going to be asking students their take on LSU's offensive performance against South Carolina Saturday night. Let's get started.
I would consider it was putrid because we could barely move the ball downfield, and the only reason we got the ball down the field was probably because of some busted coverages.
I'd say it was inconsistent. Like, it felt like some plays, they looked great, and they looked like a national championship team, and then other plays, they were getting overthrown.
I'd say boring. I think Garrett Nussmeier is a boring quarterback.
We got to figure out a way to run the ball, control the clock, keep time possession, and find a way to score points.
The O-line needs to improve. The overall Garrett Nussmeier, I think his ability to still read a defense, I think is still struggling and lacking.
I think the passing game just needs to get better, and I don't know how that starts. I mean, our O-line definitely needs to improve. That's our biggest thing.
Tune in Saturday morning where LSU will be taking on Vanderbilt at 11 a.m. For Tiger TV Sports, I'm Brazier Clark.
There's definitely a lot to look forward to as LSU heads into Nashville this weekend. Reporter Jesse Earls has everything you need to know about this top 20 matchup.
Star tight end Trey Green put the country on notice against South Carolina and hopes to do the same against Vanderbilt. He and the offense looks to replicate that success in their next game. This Saturday, the 10th-ranked LSU Tigers and the 17th-ranked Vanderbilt Commodores face off in their 34th meeting. The Tigers have a 10-game winning streak against the Doors, including their 24-17 victory in Tiger Stadium last year. The Commodores saw their last victory against the Tigers in 1990, and behind starting quarterback Diego Pavia, hope to change that. Vanderbilt has the 2nd-ranked scoring offense in the SEC. After a loss to Alabama and a bye week last Saturday, the Commodores are eager to hit the field. LSU is coming off a 20-10 home victory against the South Carolina Gamecocks. The Tiger offense has struggled at times this season, but in the game against the Gamecocks showed improvement. Head coach Brian Kelly was happy with his offensive performance, saying this after the win on Saturday.
I was pleased with some things that we did that we hadn't been doing. We ran the ball with much more effectiveness, right? We got the ball to Trades Green. I was pleased about that.
The Tigers rushed for a season-high 168 yards against SC and looks to replicate that success against a Commodore team that has the 5th best rushing defense in the SEC. The Tigers and Commodores kick off at 11 a.m. in Nashville, Tennessee, and the Tigers are 2.5-point underdogs. Will LSU be able to beat those odds and extend their winning streak to 11 games? Or will Vanderbilt get their first win in a series in 35 years? For Tiger TV Sports, I have been Jesse Earls.
Thanks, Jesse. Brian Kelly spoke to the media earlier today, and reporter Michael Eddins is outside of Football Ops to give us the latest update on the Tigers. Michael?
Thanks, ladies. LSU saw some major improvements to their offense in their win versus South Carolina. The only errors were what Brian Kelly called some red zone errors. To really get those red zone errors fixed up, they will have the rest of this week to prep for their game versus Vanderbilt on Saturday at 11 a.m. Brian Kelly also believes Trades Green was the man of the hour in their win versus South Carolina, where he had 119 receiving yards and 1 receiving touchdown.
It should be a regular occurrence, and I don't want to set him up for failure at all, because you still got to protect, you still got to run it, you still got to throw it, you still got to catch it. But he will be featured in the offense accordingly. And now, what does that do? Is it maybe cause more tension to him? If it does, then other people will be open that are really dynamic within this offense.
The Tigers will have an 11 a.m. kickoff on Saturday versus Vanderbilt, and due to fall break, they will be able to simulate that kickoff on Thursday and Friday at practice. For Tiger TV Sports, I'm Michael Eddins.
Thanks, Michael. It's definitely going to be a really good matchup, Olivia, and this is crucial as it's a great opportunity for LSU to keep climbing both in the SEC and the national rankings.
I absolutely agree, Kennedy. If you can win these next 2 games before the bye, this team could be a real contender for the playoffs.
Completely agree. What is your key to this week's game?
I'm going to have to go with that run game. I know it's something that they've struggled with all season, but we saw sparks of something that could be really, really good on Saturday. If the O-line can make some gaps and Caden Durham can get through, I think Vanderbilt's going to have a hard time holding him.
Yeah, I like that. But I think more importantly is going to be finishing off these drives. We see it so often now. They go marching down the field. It's really promising. And then, boom, there's an interception at the goal line, or we have to settle for 3. And going down the stretch, these SEC teams, they know how to finish games. Vanderbilt, Alabama, we've seen them do it time and time again.
And coming up after the break, we'll take a look at another LSU team that had a lot of action over the weekend.
Hate is loud. It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love is the majority. Love fills our hearts, our lives, our every day.
There are a lot of temptations facing young people today, like electronic cigarettes and skateboarding. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. This can lead today's youth to a lifelong addiction and severe lung damage. Recall and consider the facts before making a poor decision.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping. Got a few minutes? You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
You need some help?
Your toe chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back. Tough weekend for LSU Volleyball. They were coming off a great victory against Florida, but they couldn't hold on to that momentum. The team traveled to Tuscaloosa on Friday, where they lost against the Crimson Tide in straight sets. On Sunday, they would end up losing by the same result to the number 3 Kentucky Wildcats. The Tigers are 9-8 and 2-4 in conference play. LSU is going to have 2 away games this weekend, where they're going to face Vanderbilt and Missouri.
Yeah, and everyone loves a good rivalry, especially if it's local. Gia Picarella is in studio to tell us about the newest one in high school football. Gia?
That's right, Kennedy. The mayors of St. Gabriel and Central announced on Thursday the start of the Mayor Cup rivalry, or the Battle of the Sliver. The first game featured football teams Central and Woodlawn. We'll go on and head over to the gridiron at Woodlawn and start in the first quarter. The Panthers with a very explosive start. We've got a play action, and Caden Grandel will find a lane and take off all the way to the end zone. It's going to be 7-0 Panthers, but not for long. Central would tie it up and then find themselves in the red zone again with less than 2 minutes until halftime. It would be Max Gassio that runs it in for the Wildcats, and they'll take the lead. Saw some frustration from the coaches, and now the Panthers quarterback is going to show off that arm of his, and he is going to launch it to Omar Morehouse, and he will take care of the rest. You guessed it, guys. Another Panther touchdown. And we had a nail-biter the entirety of the game until the fourth quarter came around, y'all. That is when the Central Wildcats would score on 3 of their consecutive drives in the fourth quarter. Panthers just could not keep up. The final score was 38-21 Wildcats. Central wins their first district game, Mayor Cup, and claims the piece of the land near the Amite River. Coming up after the break, we'll take a look into a fun sport club that you may want to be a part of.
Hate is loud. It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love is the majority. Love fills our hearts, our lives, our everyday.
There are a lot of temptations facing young people today, like electronic cigarettes and skateboarding. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. This can lead today's youth to a lifelong addiction and severe lung damage. Recall and consider the facts before making a poor decision.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping. Got a few minutes? You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
You need some help?
Your toe chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back. We are down to the Final Four in the MLB race for the World Series. The Mariners and the Blue Jays punched their ticket to the ALCS and kicked off the championship series Sunday night. For the Mariners, it's their first trip to a championship series since 2001. Sunday, a 6-inning game-tying run from Cal Riley set up the perfect situation for Jorge Polanco to rip a pair of RBI singles, bringing Seattle to a 3-1 victory.
Game 2 of that series is currently happening, and it's tied 3-3 in the top of the fourth. The Milwaukee Brewers took Game 5 of their divisional against to the NLCS against the Dodgers. The Brew Crew will look to take down the reigning world champions in Game 1 of the NLDS tonight at 7. Lefty Blake Snell will get the ball for the Dodgers tonight. He struck out 18 and allowed just 2 runs over 13 postseason innings. The Brewers are expected to start Quinn Priester. He had a rough start in Game 3 of the NLDS, lasting only 39 pitches and giving up 4 runs.
After midterms, I feel like we all need a little bit of a study break apart from watching some MLB baseball. I asked Carlin Theory to join us for a fun club that anybody can be a part of.
Thanks, Kennedy. LSU is known for its D1 sports, but what about their clubs? Pickleball has become a viral hit in the past few years, and LSU happens to have its very own pickleball club. Whether you're a beginner or a paddle pro, pickleball club could be the sport for you.
A mix of tennis, badminton, and table tennis, starting in the midst of COVID-19,
Pickleball has gained intense popularity in recent years. Pickleball is everywhere, from primary schools to pro, which led to the start of pickleball on LSU's campus.
Started it because I had played tennis in high school, and then I found out there wasn't a pickleball club, so I thought it's just the right thing to do to start a club. And from there, it's been awesome. It's been a great community.
LSU Pickleball Club is a place full of fun spirits and a competitive drive. You may be thinking that this club is too advanced, but Caden says,
Club caters to everybody. So we take, whether or not you're a beginner player, you've been playing for several years and you're a fantastic player, we give you the opportunity. We have a competitive team in which we allow for tryouts, and then we have a rec team in which anybody can play. So.
They have even taken things a step further by getting local sponsorships and merchandise for the competitive team.
This season, we're really excited to announce our 3 sponsors. We have 6-0 Pickleball, which has been so nice because we've got new bags, paddles, and we've even gotten some t-shirt from them.
This is more than just to play pickleball. It's a pathway to form new connections and gain lifelong friendships.
My experience here at LSU in the Pickleball Club has been awesome. I've met a lot of great people, had a lot of great events going on. We've been traveling, having a lot of fun, having a lot of practices out here. It's really cool for anyone who doesn't really know what they want to do on campus. I suggest come and try it out, just a way to get involved. And yeah, it's awesome.
Next time you're looking for something new on campus, try joining a fun club and see where it takes you.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm ready for my next match. I hope to see you on the court. Coming up after the break, we'll show you our best play of the week.
Hate is loud. It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love is the majority. Love fills our hearts, our lives, our every day.
There are a lot of temptations facing young people today, like electronic cigarettes and skateboarding. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. This can lead today's youth to a lifelong addiction and severe lung damage. Recall and consider the facts before making a poor decision.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
You need some help?
Your toe chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back. We've got to talk about NFL football. A great Sunday night game last night, the most anticipated game of the week. Chiefs facing the Lions in Arrowhead in a game that gave us our best play of the week. Sam Laporta in the end zone with some crazy control of the ball. Watch this. Gets his steps in, holds on. Oh, let's watch it back in slow-mo. Let's really look at this. Hold on. 1 toe, 2, and he holds onto it. Now, despite that great catch, Chiefs are going to end up winning this one 30-17. To wrap the show, we have a doubleheader tonight. 6:15, the Bills visiting the Falcons, and at 7, the Bears at the Commanders. Kennedy, who are we taking?
I'm going to take the Bills and the Commanders.
Yep, and I'm going to take the Falcons on that one, but that is all the time we have for tonight. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you next Monday.
For Tiger TV, I'm Kennedy Banks.
And I'm Olivia Drawdy.